Let me just quickly share the screen to go through a very quick introduction about who we are, then shortly followed by a real quick demo to let you have a first-hand view of how our solution works. So for Eber, we actually call ourselves more like an experience management platform that can actually, for the aim to help you to manage your audiences, right, increase engagement with your audience, as well as to kind of increase your revenue from there. So some of the customers that we work with, so we basically work with multinational corporation all the way down to some single store restaurant, retail outlet, and of course we do also provide our solution for some of the non-profit organization to manage their, let's say, their members or their volunteers profile and even donors profile, right? So this is one of our featured customer, Garden by the Bay. So we are actually helping them to kind of like manage their volunteers. So we actually provide them with this the front end to actually recognize their volunteers activities, and every time when they actually come for volunteer activities, we will be able to capture their visit. So it will actually provide them like a sense of belonging for the volunteers. And of course, there are other things that we have done with them, like integrating with their internal system itself for their activities, booking events itself. Yep. So this is some of the things that we can do in terms of our solution. So I think like what Jessel has shared earlier on, there might be some processes that is still a very old school way, like when you sign up for a volunteer or for a donor to sign up or to make a donation, they need to actually fill up a lot of details, and it's pretty slow in a way. And of course, if there's a need for you to transfer the data over to a CRM, there'll be bound to be some human error here and there, and of course some technical error. So we actually came out with this new way. It's a more personalized way, and it's a more instant way for maybe your volunteers or your client to receive something from our side. And of course, all this information will be timely collected into the CRM that we are providing for your action. So for Eber, we are actually a SaaS-based program that all these things that you see down here is already readily available. So I'm going to go through some highlights to share with you what are the things that might be suitable for SSA like yours to make use of our solution to help you to maybe improve your productivity from there. All right. So the very first thing will be a member web app. All right. So this is basically a front-facing app whereby you can actually allow your, let's say, volunteers or even your clients or members, all right, to actually sign up or log in to access their information. So they can actually access their profile, they can make payment, they can actually submit form, or even like some of the program that you want to run with loyalty, they can redeem for some rewards and benefit. Of course, there are more things that we can do with that. So with that, right, a member can do self-service of signing up. So there's no need for you all to actually, print out papers, physical forms, and then transfer over to a CRM. So this is where we can actually help you to save time on this. Next thing will be our CRM as well. I mean, we have a 360 view of all your customers. So all the comprehensive profile and the history of each contact. You can actually view their activities. Let's say if you're offering points for certain activities, you can see from there history of messages sent. We also have our multi-tier structure to help you to segment your contacts into different category, different tier, like your donors, volunteers, members, all can be actually set and be kind of stored in this CRM. And you can also keep track of all the different activities with our, there will be this digital card for you to scan so that you can actually understand what kind of activity does your volunteer participate, or what kind of activity does your client actually participate. All these things can be kept track in our CRM itself. Next will be a campaign list. So as mentioned, we also want you to engage with your member effectively. So we actually have our own inbuilt, campaign management tool. Basically, you can create and manage campaign easily. You can actually have a mailing list, all right, whereby you can actually use our drag and drop email builder to create kind of like, email template to be sent over to all your contact list. And we do have all these segmentation rules. Like for example, I want to filter out all my, let's say my volunteer who are females between the age of 20 to 30. I want to send them something more targeted. You can actually do that with our system as well. And not just on email, we can also support SMS campaign. Next will be our automated campaign. So basically you can actually send out, recurring messages just by setting up rules. Like for example, if I want to engage my my member during their birthday, or maybe send some reminder about their renewal for their membership. Instead of it doing manually, you can just kind of like set up the rules, and our system will actually be sent out this email to the particular member or client once the condition is met. So you can actually do one-time settings, and you really can just forget about it and let our system run the job for you. It will save you a lot of time. And then, of course, another highlights that we have is that because we are not just a CRM, we also provide loyalty points and reward system. So let's say might be useful for some of the agency that are looking to reward their clients to participate in activities, so that you can actually issue them with points based on their participation. So we actually have our reward redemption process, right, to help you to increase this loyalty. They can actually have the options to redeem rewards physically or online, or other ways is like maybe they can use the points to register for a paid event, or even redeeming a promo code from your sponsor. So all these things can be done within our platform as well. And of course, we also have a rewards mall, which is like a third-party vouchers, whereby we have already integrated with a e-voucher company. So there are over 30 brands for you to choose from in terms of like FairPrice, 7-Eleven. There's no contract or commitment to that. It's really pay as you go. So as long as someone redeem for it, then you will pay the fee. And that will actually save a lot of time for you to pre-purchase, like, you know, a stack of vouchers for your clients to redeem. And you don't really need to manually send it to them, because all these things will be through a digital channel. Of course, we do have a smart form feature whereby you can use this form to capture feedback, register for events, some survey. You can even, like, you know, encourage your users to complete the form by offering some incentives, like maybe some points or rewards for them to redeem. And this form can also be integrated with our payment gateway to collect payments, such as like a simple donation form or maybe a simple event form that will require payment. This can be done as well. And of course, we do have our referral feature that can actually help you to leverage on your contacts to grow maybe more members. Let's say from volunteer to get more volunteers, or maybe members to get more members. So it's a simple and easy way, and we are able to provide incentives for every successful referral. Yeah, so these are some of the highlights that we provide. And of course, lastly, we do have an e-store feature whereby you can do like online donation, event payment. All right, it will be integrated to our CRM, so you will know who are the ones who are paying for it. You can also do things like, you know, digital vouchers, whereby they can collect, they can collect payment upfront and then issue the vouchers for them to make use at maybe certain events that you are running. All right. Of course, we also have a system to run paid membership program. So let's say you have a membership program that requires your member to pay an annual minimum subscription fee. This is something that we can also support. Right, so these are some of the, I would say, the highlights of our solution. So basically, we are SaaS-based, so there's really no need for IT team to be involved unless we're talking about integrating with third-party system. If not, everything can be just done by configuration. Yeah, and of course, even for the staff, for you to help you to run this program itself, it will be pretty straightforward, which I'm going to show you in the demo later. Right, so this is basically our annual package. It's basically something that we have taken from our because we are also a pre-approved vendor under the PSG package. So this is actually something that we've taken from our pre-scope package as well. So how we charge is basically on a yearly subscription. So we're talking about 10,000 contacts and 2 physical locations. And we do have our managed onboarding and contact data import as well. So this is the fee that you will see that is before the grant. And this is basically the fee that is after the grant for the first year. So we are going for we are on an annual subscription basis. All right, so yeah, so I think that's the end of this sharing. What I'm going to do next is that I'll just go through a real quick demo to share with you how our system roughly works. Okay, just let me start to share my screen again. Okay. Right, so this is just a very quick demo to share with you roughly how our system works. All right, so you can see we can actually have it to sign up or a member themselves, or as a volunteer, they can sign up for themselves. Let's say today, if you are actually going to sign up as a member, maybe under some certain organization, you actually have members, right? And they might need to pay let's say a minimum subscription fee. This is something that you can do. All right, so basically we can provide them with a link for them to do that. They can just fill in their information. All right, so all these details that you see down here is really depending on what kind of information that you wish to collect from them. And then next, you can just key in this. Thereafter, they will be asking them for a payment. So we, as mentioned, we actually have integrated with several payment gateway. Like in Singapore, we support PayPal, Stripe, eNets for you to collect the payment directly from the member who sign up this paid membership program. All right, so I just need to key in this information and then make the payment. So once I make the payment, right, I can actually sign in. Okay, so there are various methods of signing in. All right, you can actually have a login ID with a password, which we don't really suggest that, but you can actually do something like OTP as well. So let's say now I have signed up with this number. What I need to do is that I will just need to key in my information, my number, and then SMS me a 4-digit code. All right, so I can't really connect my mobile screen onto this to share with you, but let me just show you how it roughly looks like. So yep, so straight away I have received a SMS. What I need to do is just to key in 8227, and then this is how I can actually access my card. Right, so you can see this is my name, what's my expiry date, and of course, if I want to see more things like, we have things like rewards. Let's say, for example, there are certain events or activities that you encourage your member to attend or participate, right? So they can actually get points to when they participate for certain event. Thereafter, they can actually make some redemption. So for your staff, let's say if there's this such event, right, for them to scan the visit and to issue points to the member, it's just a matter of a two-step thingy. So I believe you can see on this video that there's an iPad screen down here. So this is basically what we call a store app that can help to facilitate the scanning of the activity. So let's say today you have an event or a certain activity that you are offering, points for your member if they were to kind of like, participate in the event, or it might be for your client, right, your end client, right? So what you can do is that just simply click on this scan visit and then scan this QR code. So once this is scanned, straight away we have issued points to the member itself. All right. So if I were to refresh my card, you will see that I received 50 points from here. So you can see my points is 50. There is a notification down here as well. Right. So this is basically how you can also make use of our system to encourage your members to take part in certain activity, like providing some reward points for them. All right. So once they have points, of course, it comes with rewards. So basically rewards, there are two kinds of rewards you can offer. Rewards that is being offered by your agency yourself, like maybe your own merchandise, t-shirts, where they can use points to redeem. Or you can also do things like maybe like a e-voucher that I mentioned that we have actually linked up with a third-party vendor. So for them to actually redeem for a voucher is pretty straightforward. So if I have 50 points, what I need to do is that I will just click on redeem. Okay, and then you can see from here, this is actually the rewards that they have already redeemed for, let's say, a $10 Seoul Garden voucher. So Garden, the merchants already have their own way of a device to actually kind of like redeem for this reward. All right, so they can actually go down to the merchants to redeem this $10 voucher straight away. All right, so basically this is something that you can also do to offer some rewards mechanics if they were to participate in your program. Of course, you can also have like upcoming activities that you can actually use a page builder for them to link up to your events form to register. All right, and of course, you can also do things like, as I mentioned, you can have a feedback form. And if you submit a feedback, you can actually give them some points. All right, you can actually do that. So the good thing about this form is that because it's already tagged to the member profile, there's no need for them to really, key in their name again. So all these things are already tied to the member's profile. All right, and then this is what you can do. When I submit, okay, I can actually get some points as well. So you can see from here. So depending on how you want to, run this form itself, you can actually award points or giving them some rewards as well, if to kind of like encourage them to fill up this survey form. All right. So this is more for the members part. So the other portion of it is that we also have like a volunteer management system, right? So same thing, it's the same process. You can allow your member to sign up using their mobile number. Your volunteers to sign up using their mobile number. All right. Then thereafter, they just need to key in their information. So this is a different tier of member, which is actually a volunteer. All All right, we will send an SMS code to, then you can see from here that I receive a SMS code again. Okay, I will just need to key in this SMS code. Then this is how a member can sign up. So all this information will be stored into the CRM directly. All right, so the member will see something slightly different. All right, this will be my volunteer card. As you can see, same thing. I can actually, see my card from here. If I need to scan my card to capture my visit or my attendance, same process using the store app, which is on the iPad that I showed you earlier on, to actually capture their visit. And then, of course, you can also do like a referral program. Let's say, a volunteer were to refer their friend to join as this volunteer program. You can do simply use a simple feature like this. Okay. So what they need to do is that they just need to copy this link and send it to their friend through WhatsApp, Line, email, or even Telegram, right? When someone were to sign up, we are able to capture that this particular person is signed up through this referral link. And then you might want to maybe reward your volunteer with certain points or rewards, right? If you're offering something like that. Okay. Another thing will be making a donation. So, instead of like coming with another donors tier, right? I just want to show you how a donation form can work. All right. So, example, you can select the different denomination. All right. And thereafter, what they need to do, same thing. They just need to continue with credit card to make the payment. All right. Then this is how it works. Same process. And then this is how they can actually make a donation through this form itself. Okay, thank you for your donation. All right, so this is basically how the front end of our system looks like. So you can see what we can do is basically we can offer an easy way for your volunteers, your members, or even your client to sign up. All right, and then they actually have a front-facing app like this to see all the different kind of activities, all the different notification. And this card can be also saved onto their phone. It's not a mobile app, it's actually a web app basis. So they can actually save it to their home screen on their phone for easy access, right? That will give them a sense of belonging to this program as well. So this is basically how the front end looks like. I will just go through very quickly as well on our backend system to share with you how it roughly looks like as well. So you can see from here on the home page, we have like a dashboard to share with you how's your program running. If you're running any kind of like program for your members or your volunteer, you'll be able to see things like, what are the message sent, email sent, because I did mention we do have such a system in place for you to send out email and SMS, who are the latest member who joined. All right, so this is like a summary of how the program is running. Next thing will be our consumer CRM. So for consumer CRM, basically is all the data that is being collected through the sign up form earlier on. All right, you can see that all these data are all collected. So you can see these are different tiers of your context. It might be a volunteer, it might be a member, it might be a client. All right, depending on what kind of tier they are. So you'll be able to keep track of all this information down here. Okay, so you can see from here, these are all the data that I've collected. And if I want to see more like how do they earn their points, where do they actually visit, right? You can see from here all the different points they have actually redeemed before, the rewards. All right, and of course these purchases is more like your scanning of the visit. Like just now I did a scan, so I can actually know that it comes from which event. And then if there's any like gift cards or any kind of like purchases on this e-vouchers, you can also see from here as well, and all the email and SMS history. All right, so this is basically like a 360 profile of your contacts, or we call it member in our case, interacting with the program. All right, and then thereafter, of course, with this, you can actually do all the advanced segmentation. You can see from here, we have all the different filters. Like let's say I want to segment out all my member who are the volunteers. I want to send them something, or I want to have a database just on my volunteer. This is what you can do. Of course, you can have multiple rules, like as what I mentioned earlier on. I want to find out who are all my female, female volunteers between the age of, let's say, 20 to 30. As long as all this information are captured during their sign-up process, all right, we are able to do the filtering for you. Okay, then you can save a segment. They can, like for example, I save a segment called volunteer. Then you can see from here, all my volunteer list will be down here, and this will be dynamic. All right, so this is how it works in terms of our CRM. And of course, we do have our messaging tool as shared earlier on. So you can actually do campaigns, like for example, if you want to actually send a one-time campaign or inform them about, or maybe a newsletter, right? Depending on what you want to send out. So you can actually create email campaigns out here, all right? Not just on email, you can also send out by SMS. Okay, so we also provide you with a email template builder for you to create your own email. So it's very similar to most of the email marketing tool you see in the market like MailChimp. But the good thing is that this is connected to the database directly because we provide the CRM to collect your members' data, right? So this is where you can actually do all the structuring. You can actually create your email templates down here pretty easily. And then thereafter, you can go back to create your campaign to send them email. Like for example, now I want to send them a one-time campaign, maybe the Halloween party or something like this. I can just go in, all right, and then I can actually send them an email message, and then the audiences you can actually select, like I want to send it to a volunteer, I want to send it to maybe a member, or send it to your client. Is up to you. And the good thing about this is that as long as the member is unsubscribed from your email mailing list, all right, they will be no longer in this list. So the PDPA part is taken care of. And then next thing will be definitely the time and date that you can actually schedule when you want to send out. All right, so this is on the campaign side, and then campaign bot is a little bit more powerful in the sense that it's to help you to send out recurring messages, like for example, birthday wishes. If you want to send birthday greetings to your let's say your volunteers, your members, all right, you can actually do a one-time setting, and then our system will automatically blast out the email or SMS when the condition is met. Or let's say, for example, maybe some of your volunteers have not been turning up for like more than 6 months. If you want to kind of like, send them a reminder email, or maybe to encourage them to come back again by sending them an email, this is what you can do as well. So basically, this is our campaign bot that can help you to save time, whereby you just need to do a one-time setting. Our system will just do the job for you, right? Of course, next will be all the different experience playbooks that we have. So like, for example, if you want to have different kind of structure, right, and different kind of tier, you can do a volunteer tier, you can do a community member tier, you can do a client tier. This is to help you to segregate your contacts into different tiers, all right? And then if you are intending to run some like kind of like loyalty program for them, if they were to join certain activities, this is where you can actually set all the settings itself, right? The rewards, as I mentioned, you can actually have your own merchandise you can create easily. You can even send them birthday rewards, right, if you want to. And then thereafter, we have a smart form. This form itself is a form builder whereby you can actually do the survey form and even a donation form. You can see what you saw on the demo earlier is actually controlled by this smart form. So the form itself can be like a donation form, a feedback form, and you can even allow them to earn points if they maybe complete a feedback, or you have a registration form for a certain event that you want them to use their points to burn, right, to register for the event. It can be done as well. All right. And then of course, the pages will be like a mini content management system, I would say a mini CMS for you to create some contents, right, in our web app environment. And then of course, reward more will be more of the third-party software. I mean, the third-party e-vouchers. If you are intending to issue, e-vouchers as a reward to your, let's say your client or your volunteer. All right. So this is what you can do as well. And then of course, this is whereby you can actually do like your paid membership program, or if you want to sell some like, e-vouchers that can be used at certain, like of your carnival example, you can actually purchase upfront, then it will be spent at the carnival. All these things can be done as well. And of course, these are all the different channels that you can see. You can actually do your own branding down here. You can actually create all the designs, how your member will see, how your volunteer will see this. All right, all these things can be customized according to your branding. And last but not least, of course, we have all the analytics down here, like all your different members tier, what are the transaction, the messaging through, if I want to see what is the click-through rate, open rate. So all these things can be seen down here. If you are doing like, maybe the e-voucher program, you can also see like how many have been sold, right? So all these things, all the reports of your member interacting with the program, it can be found under our analytics section. All right, so I have actually come to an end on our very quick demo to share with you how our system works. Any question?
Hi, Wei Chong. Oh, sorry. Aaron, you can go first.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm Aaron from Caregiving Welfare Association.
Hi.
So I understand that the payment method that is done is through a credit card. So what if we have members who would prefer to pay cash? How are we able to record all these cash payments into this system itself?
To record the cash, that means they make a physical donation, is it?
Yes, physical payment for either membership or donation. Is this system able to allow us to actually record this physical payment?
Hi, this is Edward from Eber as well. So, yes, basically, if you like to simply, let's say you are offering some paid membership, yes, you can do go ahead and record the payment and issue them like a membership, the digital membership right from the system here. But just to also want to highlight is that we are not a full-blown like donation management or billing system. So the solution here stops at helping you to collect the payment and generate a payment record or payment report. So whether eventually you have still this payment still need to fit into your accounting system or the invoicing system that to do the proper accounting and recording lah. Yeah. So maybe Rachel, you can go to like the e-store and then you can click on this. This under this report. Yeah. So you can see if there's any transaction, right? The sales transaction, no matter pay through the smartphone, pay through for the membership, all will record it right here. Where you can see there's the export button that you can also always export to your accounting system. So for example here, you can see it's paid by the method is gateway is Stripe. Then of course if you collect cash, you also have other payment methods showcased here. Yeah.
Hi, Farid from PPIS.
Hi.
Moving forward, I think we are looking at more and more of such webinars being organized. And there will be times that maybe we these webinar events or talks on paid subscription. So
yes.
Yeah, able to do that as well to collect the fees.
Yes, in a way. So, like for example, just now you can see that under our smartphone, for example, you want to create something that you want to start collecting payment. It's very straightforward. Just simply go to our smartphone and then say that, okay, this is our 1st of November webinar. That any participating, please pay $10 for RSVP. You can simply come here and create it, and just the beauty thing is that you can also use the same system here to blast out to all your member, and then they can start coming in and make payment. But one thing missing here, we don't link this list to your like your Zoom account or any other webinar tool. So we can actually at the end of the day export from here that okay, these are the 50 email address that are making payment, 50 of your member. So collecting payment, there's no issue, and you know exactly who paid for it. Yeah.
Are you able to integrate with NetSuite for the the financial part of it?
Out of the box, no, but that will come under customization. Yeah, because like for example, earlier on the Garden Spider Bay, we actually integrate into their Salesforce solution. But yeah, so but definitely that is not out of the box integration. Yeah.
So if you were to ask for quotations, are you able to provide us like off-the-shelf kind of quotations, or do you still need us to list down the functions?
Yes, definitely, because and whenever we come to this kind of requirement, right, is definitely there's no one size fit all, because when we use the word integration, it can be like a one-day job or it can be a 3 months job, because it have different level of complexity. So if you are looking, for example, you'll be using NetSuite, so we need to have another separate session, like understand what your requirement. I mean, it could be simply, oh, I just want to sync my contacts, but it can also be, oh, there's a different workflow that you want to really integrate it tightly. Many of the case when we talk about integration, I think one of the most attractive part here is that we offer a front-end facing, a member-facing demo that you see just now. That most of the CRM like last week all this they wouldn't offer. Yeah, so I think are you looking at those part of integration?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Most of the time it's the case. Yeah.
Hi, can I ask, with regards to this system, because my organization, we are using the iShine VDI, will it be compatible in terms of the interface wise, or I have to open a my personal server to access your platform?
Can I ask a little bit deeper? So you are already using iShine as your sort of your CRM, right?
No, it's not the CRM, but more like just general call, like emails. So it's a separate VDI that we use for security wise also. But in terms of all these CRM systems, we haven't gotten any yet. So I'm wondering, because we are already using the iShine call where all the staff access their emails and documents through this shared VDI, then we will be also kind of expected to open up this platform within the VDI. So in that sense, is it compatible for usage on VDI?
I'm afraid I'm not educated to answer that question.
Okay.
Yeah, is it this system that you mentioned? Is it like a communication management system or some sort of VPN?
Yeah, it's something like a VPN like that. That means it's a separate desktop on your desktop on itself, so it's more secure. But we access everything from there for our work. So, for example, like I can't open YouTube, I can't open my own Gmail, that kind.
Okay, so take it this way. So for Eber solution, the beauty is that it's a cloud-based solution, so it can be accessed anywhere. So it basically comes in two parts. One part is what you see here for front end. Any member can log in self-service. Then the other end is the back end where you see here, you can see all your member database. So one thing is that one thing also great is that because we also have this feature called restricted access, meaning that, for example, you are using your own VPN, the desktop, then definitely we can also restrict only to that particular range of IP that your VPN that's allowed, so that no anyone outside your VPN can. That means that you can't access from your home computer directly into your account. So this is something that is possible if you're looking at from the security perspective, which means we limit access from a certain range of IP address.
Okay, Ken. I have another question with regards to your annual subscription. When you mention 2 physical locations, do you mean like 2 users? Or like
not really, because as you may understand, some of our traditional or more large part of our customer are on retail or on F&B. So we also calculate based on how many deployment into different location. But as I understand, for this part, most of us here are like operating from single maybe office or single HQ. So that is really about the physical location. So I don't think it matter too much in our context here. Yeah, but that is what is inside the PSG package. That's why we also listed here. Yeah.
Okay. Ken. And then just one last question. In the fees, right? Will you include? Is there like a, how do I say, like a maintenance fee, like ongoing payment to like support the product along the way, or it's just this one flat off fee that you showed?
Definitely. So again, basically we are software as a service platform. Our solution is cloud-based. So definitely what you see here already include end-to-end. That means from us
Okay.
setting up, of course the first year is also setting up the system, training, as well as hosting, backup, and of course anything you need to export. Most of the time the export function already is on the platform, but then of course so this export supporting all this end-to-end is already included in the price. Even for subsequent renewal, you wouldn't expect the price to jump or what. That is already all included in one package. Yeah.
Okay.
Does it include, how about the per license per user? How much is that?
Oh, okay. We don't limit the number of staff that is accessing the system. That means you may have 50 or 100 internal staff, so you can let them access the system. Then only resource limitation is what you see on screen here, is up to 10,000 contacts. Contact basically any of the contact that you may store in the system. Maybe they could your donor, they could your volunteer, they could even mailing list. Because some organization use such as mailing list, try to nurture them into volunteer, for example. So you can also collect those contacts into the mailing list. The beauty is if you are currently subscribed to any mailing list too, you can also use this and consolidate into one as well. Yeah, so the only limitation here is the number of contact, no restriction on number of staff. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Just so 10,000 contacts include both DM as well as VM. Donor as well as a volunteer as well as members, is it?
Yeah, so the beauty is we don't restrict what type of you can create, like you can classify them in different way that's meaningful to you. So as long as one contact is one contact, yeah, so it doesn't matter. And also, yeah, like I say, one feature on the system is you can create different tier. Maybe even donor, you can have maybe a large donor, you can put them in another group, and then smaller donor you can put in another group. So it doesn't matter what group is it. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I got a question. So what level of customization do you guys accommodate? So for example, I have I on the phone, on the web app, I will be able to see it's like my organization web page. So it's customizing all the fields in there. Fields that I can specify, right? And then you guys will create. So yes, okay. So okay. So it's customizable. But what other question I have is also okay, about licensing. I understand about 10,000 users. What about if I want to have a customization on certain type of reports that I need to generate on the back end? Do you use standardized reports, or is it possible to customize certain reports?
All right. Cool. So I answer your few questions. So first of all, for customization, you just now asked about like the member facing part. So the beauty for this solution also, when we come to the member facing part, in terms of what content they see, right, is flexible in terms of, for example, I think just now you can see on the Wei Chong demo, right, there as if I are different tier of member, for example, this is a volunteer member, you can show them different content. And if this is a donor, when they log in, they can see different content. So this is totally customizable. And in terms of what kind of look and feel, right, you can totally kind of change the look and in terms of fit into the branding of yours. And yeah, this is even is able to change if you internally have someone know how to use our backend, because it's still what you see, what you get. Then in terms of members feel, right, yes, this is also another thing can be easily customized. For example, maybe volunteer, you want to ask them about maybe their interest, their education. So you can give them like different customized options, like single field, multiple choice. So all these different member, you can actually ask them about different customized questions. So and the beauty of this, you can also use this to segment your member. So let's say end of the day you want to pass out an email, say that, okay, I want to find out any female who are interested in elderly care, then you can pass out within our system right away without any data export and import. So this is a beauty of it. Then lastly, about the report, we already have this analytics section where we have like a range of 20-30 different reports from their participation to member activities. Then end of the day, if you require certain report, as long as the data within sits in our system, right, we could do customized report for you. For example, maybe your the management need let's say a participation report based on a certain very complex algorithm. So we can, or maybe a cohort report. So we can do a one-time customized report, which just a one-time fee. And then after that, right, you can always come back this section and access the customized report. So we do it for a lot of all enterprise customer because most of our standard report already fit into most requirements. Yeah.
Okay. So we will have to run this software on our own server, or is it on the cloud?
It's on the cloud. So again, the beauty of it is that you just have to log in and use it, and there's nothing to maintain, nothing to host or backup. And yeah, and again, if some of your deployment have like you want to restrict to a VPN or certain IP address, we can also do such thing. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.